Thank you for being here. My name is Laurel Kohl, and I am from Eastern Connecticut State University. You might have gotten one or two emails from me, just possibly. I can guarantee they won't be my last emails to you. So I am the program administrator for this grant. We'll talk a little bit more about what this grant is and how it works, answer your questions, and get you oriented. The next part of our program after that is going to be what is sustainability, and that's going to be with Dr. Charles Button and Dr. Kurt Love, who will be here at some time not too long from now. Lunch is on your own in the middle of the day. We didn't give you a whole lot of time, but if we have a lot of people that really didn't bring lunch with them and are looking for it, we're going to have to send you off campus for that. Unfortunately, with this grant, we can't pay for food. Okay, so it's going to be very potluck in some ways. Did you need me, Dustin? Okay, thanks. And conversations in that noon hour. Then we're going to be talking a little bit about what professional learning communities are and figure out who you are and what group that you're playing with and how that works. And then after that, Susie Humensky, wave, from Southern is going to be talking to us about building partnerships, because that's really one of the most important pieces of making this a success in your school is how you reach out to others, because we can't carry all of this load ourselves as individuals. So with that, let's get started. What is this thing that we call the Connecticut Greenleaf Professional Learning Communities project, and what acronym am I using to call it? And that's a good question, because sometimes I'll say TQP, sometimes I'll say the PLC project. It's all the same thing in my muddled up head, so watch out for that. It's a lot of acronyms. We'll try and explain what some of those are. So it's a TQP, Teacher Quality Partnership. How many people here have done the MSP, the Math Science Partnership kind of work? So it's the sister program to that. This comes out of the Office of Higher Ed. There's another acronym for you, OHE. Okay, and we got a grant to do this of $166,922. And the best news on that one, besides, gee, we get to play with all of you guys all this year, is it's potentially refundable 2 more times. So as we're asking you for evaluations and what worked and what are your ideas and what else could we do, so some things are a little time bound. We can only do the major part of what's in our plan. We can move pieces around a bit. So as you speak up and say, ooh, this, not that, or add this, we will try to do that this year. If it's skating off topics and say, I'd love to learn more about fill in the blank, we're going to be taking notes on those things, because that's going to be helping us build our plan for next year. So speak up. Let's not lose those thoughts. If it's an email to me, that's fine. I'll capture it that way. If it's catching me at one of the workshops, we'll write it down and stick it on paper and be watching to be building our proposal for next year, which I think is going to be a refinement and an extension of what we're doing in this year, probably with some different topics or changing the direction that we're doing our topics in. So it won't be a total redo. We can't do a total redo. So it'll be refining, so people could be potentially participating this year and next year, and if you're crazy enough, the year after that too. I'd welcome you for that, or it could be other people in your buildings, or it could be other schools. The program that we're doing has a window, and that goes from April just passed till August 31st of 2015. We'll be all wrapped up and done by that time. We will probably actually be done with this probably early July of 2015. We'll be setting those dates. We'll be talking a little bit more about that. The fiscal agent for this program is Eastern Connecticut State University. So any checks that you're getting will come from Eastern, except for a couple of fine exceptions on that one. And thus we need all the lovely paperwork in the world to do that, and you've filled those pieces in. And I am the project manager, which means that any questions you've got, throw them at me. If I don't know the answer, we'll track it down, we'll find it out, we'll work it through. So this program is really unique in a lot of ways. It's a collaboration of Eastern, Central, Southern, and Yukon. And with that, our Eastern people, any Eastern people besides me in here, stand up. Yay, we've got Eastern up there. Liz Cowles is biology instructor here, and she's one of our instructors in this. Central, Chaz, you're our token Central person at this point. Oh, Ross just came in. Ross is also from Eastern. Chaz is from Central, and you'll be talking more with him later. Susie is from Southern. Diana, where are you? Diana Payne is from Yukon, and she is also our evaluator, so you will be hearing from her through this whole grant expedition. With this, we've got faculty from education departments, science departments, mathematics departments, and construction technologies, as well as administrative services through Eastern and Central, and a little bit because Susie's both sides of her fence at Southern. So we've got that covered too. And as I said, Diana is our evaluator. Who are the project team? We've got some of these people here. Many environmental educators representing many programs in the state are playing on this. So Project Learning Tree through Connecticut Forest and Parks is playing. The Project Learning Tree's Green Schools through the EE Smarts program is playing. Common Ground High School, we've got Common Ground people. Okay, CRRA, so the Trash Museum folk are playing on this. Food, Land, and People through the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Sue Quincy is here. And we've got Connecticut Audubon as well. So we've got a lot of different people that are bringing information and programs to you. And we've also got master teachers that are going to be instructing you. If you are in the room and know you are one of those teaching teams, Common Ground people that are going to be some of our teachers, I know Joel, you are. Anybody else from Common Ground that is here today that's part of that teaching team? They don't know. Ooh, he hasn't told them. How about that? Okay. Barnard, I know we've got Cal, is going to be part of our teaching team there. Environmental Sciences Magnet at Mary Hooker. We've got some of those people in the room. Woo, they're there. And Barrow STEM Academy as well. And then we've got all of you guys. This is your chance to stretch your legs, so be ready to stand up and wave at us to show us who you are. Aerospace and Engineering elementary people. Yay. Barnard people. Oh, come on, lazy people. Common Ground. Woo! Okay. Environmental Sciences Magnet at Mary Hooker. Yeah, oh, they do the wave. Good stuff. Greater Hartford Academy of Arts High School. We've got one, count them, one. Interdistrict Discovery Magnet. Yay. The International Magnet School for Global Citizenship. That's the longest name in the world, I think. Okay. Moriarty people. Yay. Okay, North Windham. Yay, one of them. Sedgwick Middle School. Where's the Sedgwick people? Okay. Two Rivers Magnet High School and Middle School. Yay. And Western Connecticut Academy for International Studies. You're almost as long as the longest name. Yay. Good stuff. So we've got lots of people from every corner of the state, from preschool through high school. And what are you guys going to be doing? That's the question. So our goals and what we want to achieve through this whole expedition is that you, the participants, will learn to incorporate NGSS, so that's the Next Generation Science Standards, and CCSS, Common Core State Standards, skills and practices in environmental education lessons in your classrooms, on your level, doing what you do. You're also going to be exploring examples and creating case studies about how those professional learning community topics, so the school gardens, the schoolyards, and the school resources, how those things happen around the state. to show good examples and replicable examples of how to do that. We'll be talking more about how this piece expresses itself as we go further into the whole project. And the last piece that you're going to be doing, this is probably the hardest piece, is expand your use of interdisciplinary approaches in those topics in your classrooms, which means just putting it all together. How does that work? I don't know. It's how it works for you, okay? And different kinds of lessons that you do will have different methods of how you're putting it all together. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Certainly by grade level, it's certainly not a one-size-fits-all every day in your classroom throughout the year. But you'll be leaving this program with a more full toolbox of information and methods of how to do good work in your classrooms. I'll guarantee that one. We're going to be doing all the work that we're doing through a lens of those professional learning communities. I'll be talking this afternoon more about what is a professional learning community and what we're trying to make happen here. Each of your schools, for the most part, has people going in 3 different directions, which is great because you'll end up with a pile of information and resources and great ideas by the time we're done. How do we do this? The program includes 64 to 76 contact hours. Some of your leaders have already put in 2 full days. And you're going to have the Common Core Skills Workshop, and that's either on the elementary level or the secondary level. In your binder, you will see the schedule. If you don't already have a paper copy of that, know that it's in your binder. It's like the second sheet in the binder. The Next Generation Science Skills Workshop is on June 30th. The Mathematics Modeling and the NAAE standards, that's the North American Association of Environmental Educators, that's what that acronym is. How to evaluate curricula. Those are both being done on July 1. All 4 of those are at Eastern, but in different rooms, so watch your schedule to make sure what building and what room you're in. You're in science now, and as you want to get oriented, if you want to spend some time with me after or during lunchtime, and I can point you in the directions of those other buildings. It's not far, it's all in this section of campus, so you're not far away from where you're going. Everybody gets the Project Learning Tree basics. Anybody here done Project Learning Tree training in the past? Good, I think this will help you expand on that. And the Project Learning Tree Green Schools energy investigation training. And for that one, you needed to do the sign up online for either the 14th or the 15th date. So you should have had that part all together at this point. And also the other piece that's common to everybody are 2 recap meetings, and that's going to be in the summer of 2015, and that'll be here at Eastern as well. Okay? And on top of that, to round out, each of the professional learning communities has workshops of their own. So there are 4 workshops that are specific to your topic. These are the ones for the schoolyard, so 2 of these are in the summertime, and they are off-site, actually, bugs and plants. Liz and Ross up at the top there are going to be doing bugs and plants for us. That is here at Eastern, the others are off-site. The dates for the fall and the spring workshop, we will work with you, your group, as to picking the best date to meet your needs. Those later ones in the fall and the spring will be during a school day. So that's a release from your school day. School gardens, same deal. The bugs and plants are here on campus. The others are off campus at specific sites, and that's in the schedule. And the school resources, the building sciences here on campus, the others are off-site. What you guys need to be doing and giving us during this program. You're going to be creating lesson enhancements, and that could be anything from worksheets to thought-provoking questions to an add-on kind of activity that go along with those environmental education pieces that you are going to be learning about. So you're hearing now that a lot of programs, say you picked up like a Delta kit or something like that. Oh, we're aligned to the new standards. Anybody believe that one? Okay, so we've got doubters here. This is good. There are so many different elements to those new standards, and we're going to be helping you build a toolkit of some of those pieces. So you'll be able to judge, is that material aligned to the standards, and what can I do to make it more aligned to the standards, to punch up my own work and to get the best out of it for me and my kids. You're going to be creating case studies. Well, as I said, we'll talk more about that. You're going to be participating in discussions and group work, and that'll be in a virtual atmosphere on Blackboard, as well as in workshops that you're doing with your group. So that Blackboard stuff, we ask you to give us another sheet of paper that was demographic information. We're signing you all on. You will be signed in as a non-credit course through Central. You'll get another email address just in case you needed another one in your life. And that'll be a Central email address that'll allow you to get into Blackboard. Has anybody here used Blackboard before? Okay, so we've got some folk that have done so. Have most people done something like, I don't even know all the names, Moodle and Edmundo and Edmodo? Modo or Mundo? Okay, those kinds of things. It's similar to that. It's course software that allows you guys to communicate back and forth, to do threaded discussions, for us to email you, for you to email each other or us. You know, all of those kinds of tools in there. And Central is supporting us in that piece. And through our expedition here, you're going to have some thought questions asking you to reflect on different pieces from some of the different presenters, as well as other ideas that come up. Hey, what do you think? How does that work? Okay? So we're asking you to make sure that you're participating in that, in the discussions, and to complete all evaluations and surveys. And Diana and I will thank you very much for having done so. We have to report back to the state on how this went. It's a really different kind of model in many different ways, so I think a lot of eyes will be on our group to see, does this style of doing professional development work? Okay, and some things we'll probably do much better than others. Everything, it's a learning process, so those evaluations as we go on through the program help shape the next pieces. So we want your thoughtful responses. We want your honesty. Do not fear that you're hurting my feelings or the feelings of the presenter. Okay? If it worked, tell us that. If that didn't work, tell us that. If you've got good ideas on what could be changed or how it could be adjusted, tell us that. You will see that reflected going further. Okay? And who wants to know what they're going to get paid and when? Okay? So, compensation. You have compensation coming to you of payments of $100 a day for a day like today, that you're in a full workshop, that it's either during the summer or a regular non-working school day. Okay, so a summer day, that's $100 that'll be coming to you. Or a payment to your district, that's going to be substitute pay. That's at $100 a day for those fall and spring workshops. When we're pulling you out of your class, you'll know well ahead of time what those days are. I remind the school leader people, you know who you are. We needed to get W-9s for your district to be able to put those checks out as well. Just reminding that that's another piece of paperwork that needs to be tracked down. At the end of fall and at the end of spring 2015, you'll be eligible for a $250 payment, and that is for work that you do in that virtual environment through the fall and through the spring. Creating those case studies, working on your lessons, sharing ideas back and forth among your group or among your grade level people as you're developing information and saying, okay, I want to add stuff for my third graders, I'm shooting for these topics, and I'm thinking about adding this. What does the group think about that idea? So this is very much collaborative work. And the compensation for that will be for your having participated in that collaborative work. When do you get paid? The end of July, after this summer set of workshops, Eastern will be paying out the biggest chunk of that money, so $100 for each of those days that you attended through this summer. EE Smarts is hosting and sponsoring the PLT Green Schools Energy workshop, and they'll be paying you separately for their piece because that's what they do. So you'll be getting 2 checks through this summer for the work that you've done during that time. A check at the end of December, a check at the end of May for those chunks of time, and then after the last workshop in summer. So the total, unless I've fouled up my math, which I quite possibly could have, there's so many moving parts here, I think it comes up to $1,500 that you could be eligible for if you've done all the things that you needed to and attended all of your workshops. Plus your district would be eligible for the $400 in sub-reimbursement that we'll be sending them out in those chunks as well. Questions about this? Anything? Okay, catch me later if you have them, please.